Hey guys, hope you're well. It's Talomic here with D&B Academy, and I want to take a look at Serum 2 and how I'm using some of the new features in Serum 2 to make some basses. Okay, so we've got a blank Serum 2 here. I'm just going to bring up some sine waves. Lower one a couple of octaves, and we're going to FM this one with this one. So I've turned the volume down. Actually, I quite like it when this is quite a high octave, but if we go FM from B, you can get that kind of like dark minimal sound. I'm gonna just take a little envelope from here, smooth it out so it's not so sharp, and whack that on here. There we go, we've got the sub as well. Tend to try and have like a clean sub at the same time. We could even increase that. And then one of the cool things you can do in Serum 2 is actually distort the waveforms directly. So we can get that crunch, and we could do the same here as well. Which is cool. I was very quickly just checking the phase, but this is set to 0, which means that will go down and then up. And these are set to 180, which means it starts there. So again, down and then up. So all three sine waves phase should align. You can tell as well, if I shift that to 180, you lose all the sub to when I bring it back. So let's try some distortion. Overdrive is my kind of go-to. So whack some of that on. Do some compression. Just to... One complaint about Serum 2 that I've always had is that the threshold is backwards. If I go up, the threshold goes down. If I go down, the threshold goes up. Slightly slower attack. Cool. Let's try another distortion. Get some noise in there. So again, there's all these like different noises in Serum 2. Quite like the Geiger one. If you turn the count up, it's kind of like white noise, but not. Like a filter on. One thing I find that I'm often doing with any kind of bass modulation is I'll have a few LFOs and they're all doing a lot. So every movement and every element of that bass is all mapping off one place, right? Cool, we can modulate that actually. So let's take this LFO, set it to an envelope kind of slow. And then if I modulate curve LFO bus, LFO 2. And then in here in the matrix, we'll find it and just turn it down. Cool. And then we can also set that to maybe like the FM as well. And this one actually, if we change to the harmonic series, we can then modulate yeah, you can have like different variations on that as well. There is one as well that's like harmonic morph, where I could like smoothly go between them if I wanted. Cool. And we could also add a third oscillator because we have the option. If I wanted to run that through the filter as well. Honestly, feels a little bit messy, so I'll probably leave that one out. And you can adjust the rate of this as well. But cool. So as a quick summary, we've started with some sort of basic waveforms, and we've got some FM moving from A to B. We're making use of these like stomp box distortions, and you can try different ones as well, like the diode ones are quite cool. You can get some really cool effects out of those. Hard clip is kind of but yeah, you can get kind of weird with it. So it's worth messing. And as I said before, like because we've got any envelopes and stuff happening here, the waveform distortion doesn't really impact those. And so if you're distorting the waveform, you can get those extra harmonics without destroying any of your transient envelopes or any of your filter envelopes or anything like that, which is super handy. There were ways to kind of get around it before, but it was a bit annoying. Yeah, like that distortion mode sounds really cool. It's almost a square wave basically at that point. Yeah, anyway, I'll be here forever. We've got the Geiger noise, which kind of sounds like a sort of gritty, distorted noise. And then we've got some overdrive. Overdrive is like my go-to for everything now. Just such a great distortion. We've got some compression and a bit more distortion for good luck. Yeah, hopefully that was helpful. It's fun. Like, to be honest, a lot of this comes down to that waveform distortion. But there's like so many more options when you're using Serum 2, especially like with the effects. We didn't even really get into that, but you could have like stacked distortions with a bunch of different stuff breaking them up. There's some ring modulation stuff in there as well. So yeah, worth a shot. Any questions, let us know, and I will see you in the next one.